What is going on, guys, and welcome to my podcast. This is the first episode, and I am here with Daniel Revenge. He has been in quite a few of my YouTube videos, and I'm sure he'll be in many more. But we're literally going to just talk a little bit about his life and where he's from and what he does and what his dreams are and just his background, a few things about him. So it's right, you're from England, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah,
From Portsmouth.
That's it.
And basically, you decided to come to Ireland. Now, what made you come here? What was genuinely deep down? What was the reason that made you? And when you did come here, why did you stay here? Like, I don't really like it here. I want to get out, and you came and you liked it and you stayed. So, what's the reason of staying in Northern Ireland?
Well, I do have a lot of family from here.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, when I lived in England, we'd come over, say, once a year,
Mm-hmm.
just to see the family here, like my grandparents. And my mum's got a lot of relatives. Sorry to cut you off there.
Okay.
Um,
So your grandparents are from here.
yeah,
So is that on your mum's side?
yeah.
Okay, so your grandparents and your mum's side are from here. So your mum is from here then?
Well, my mum, she was born in Germany,
Okay, she's born in
and
Germany.
but she lived in England most of her life because at the time she was born, my grandparents lived in Northampton,
Okay.
which is, I don't remember where it is. It's north of London, I think.
Okay, yeah. Well, if we get
Um,
that wrong, the comments will tell you where it is anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. So you were brought up in England, and when did you come to see Ireland for the first time? Was it when you were really young, or was
Yeah, I must have been really young.
it? Okay,
I
right.
know that because there was also my dad,
Mhm.
who's split up with my mum many years ago.
Yeah.
He was born in Belfast,
Oh, okay.
but
So you definitely have Irish or Northern Irish ties, I know, definitely.
I
Okay.
mean, my last name is Kells, so
Okay, yeah.
not that I'm afraid of putting that out there on the internet. Really,
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't really mind, to be honest.
Yeah. No,
Got
I
nothing
understand.
to lose.
And everything to gain. So, what I think you told me before, you came to Ireland when you were 17, or Northern
Yeah.
Ireland when you were 17 to visit. Was to visit your mum? Your mum was moving here.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? With
Yeah.
with your stepdad,
Yeah.
her husband. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So you moved here, and did you stay here for long when you were 17? Did you stay?
Roughly 6 months.
And where were you living then?
Just in the country, actually, because I remember when I moved back to England was when they just got that place in Uplochloy.
Oh, yeah, the house that you have in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So before that, you were living in a different place?
Yeah, we're living in my grandparents' place, and they live out in the country.
Yes. Okay. So then you went back home when you were 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the main reason I went home was because the Wi-Fi was rubbish. But
That's a pretty good reason to go home. Being from Portsmouth, being from Portsmouth, what is the massive difference you notice living here than living over there?
well, there's a lot less crime, that's for sure.
The
Over here,
Okay.
you can get on with people really well.
Uh-huh.
From my experience, there's only one or two people I've never really, got on well with here. But
Yeah.
everyone I seem to click with since I've been over.
That's good.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I still can't get over the fact that you can just walk down the road and someone will say hello to you.
Yeah.
Over there, I mean, maybe sometimes you get someone say hello, but only if you say hello to them first.
Okay, so like no one really acknowledges you. Would
No.
would they look in your direction, or would they just?
Not really. Most people would have their music in, or
Okay.
if they're with a dog, then yeah, maybe. Or if you're with a dog over there,
Mm-hmm.
then they'd acknowledge you.
But they'd be
Yeah.
acknowledging you for the dog and
Yeah,
no other
that's it,
reason.
that's
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
actually pretty crazy. to be
Many
fair.
people over there don't really talk to you.
Yeah.
Although I remember when I went over recently for a holiday,
Mm-hmm.
the only people I'd find talking to would be the people behind the till at the shops.
Okay, yeah.
Tesco's and
Only
that.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. So that's what you notice about here is everyone is a lot more friendly and
Yeah.
things like that. Okay, yeah, well that's interesting because I lived in Liverpool for 3 years. You know this anyway, but I lived in Liverpool for 3 years and I find that Liverpool to be so friendly. Like, it was just as friendly as here, if not even more friendly. It just must be certain areas in England that just differ.
Suppose if you're in the area with students, I would have thought so.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. No, I understand that. Okay, so coming back to when you went over again, when you went back to Portsmouth after your mum moved here with your stepdad, you stayed with your biological dad, is that right?
Yeah.
You stayed with him, yeah. And how long did you stay with him for?
Okay.
You probably don't remember, do you now?
It's probably about 3 years, I would have
3
thought.
years. You came back then, so you stayed for 3 years, so you'd have been 21, would you, when you came back here? Okay.
Yeah,
And you're 23 now?
I'll be 23 this year.
You'll be 23 this year.
September.
Okay. September. Oh, okay. I thought you were a lot older than me.
Really?
Yeah.
No, we're like roughly the same age.
We're like 2 months apart.
Yeah.
I did not realise that. I thought you were a year older than me. I think you told me that once as a joke, and I believed you. Okay, off topic. Did you decide yourself to come back to Ireland, or was it just sort of like your parents sort of decided for you, or were you like, you know what, I'm going to come back to Ireland, I'm going to live here for a while and see how it goes?
It's just that part of your life, you know, you come into the 20s and, you know, you don't really have much job experience.
Mm-hmm.
Be hard for you to understand. I mean, you've probably been working since a young age, I would have thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was
got a few jobs and stuff.
Working from 14, I think, but it's different for everybody though. Like,
yeah.
I got in because my dad asked someone to give me a job. I didn't go get it. My dad got me it, so it was an easy avenue for me. But
it was different for me because when I was living with my dad, everything was paid for by him because he had a job that paid really good money.
Yeah,
and he had lots of savings.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I really wanted a job. And I would have small ones that wouldn't last very long.
Is this over in England? You'd have small jobs over in England.
The thing that made me think about coming here was, well, I really want to see my mum because I haven't seen her in those 3 years.
Okay, yeah, understand that.
Obviously, I had seen her when she came down to Portsmouth, and then I decided to go over there again, just, you know, see what it's like, how it goes. It was just like a month's holiday.
Yeah,
that's all I was going over for. Especially, I miss my dog, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so your dog came over to Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I remember just going over here for a holiday, and I thought I'd try a couple of things because, I mean, in Portsmouth, you know, I couldn't get any benefits from the job centre. It was really difficult for me, the whole universal credit, and I heard over here at the time that hadn't hit Northern Ireland yet. So I could still claim benefits, you know, easy as pie. Okay. And so that worked for the first week. So, you know, I got my first payment through that, and then I was
excuse me.
I was recommended a job just up the road. Yeah. By one of my stepdad's friends. Okay. And I went there, and of all the places I've been to, you know, for seeing what a job is like, I got an interview on the spot. Yeah. Like, just on the spot. And the next day I was called in. Yeah. To work. Okay. Yeah. And so I tried that out. It went pretty well at the time.
Yeah, I work there too, part time.
That's alright.
It is a good place to work.
It gets you by. That's the thing.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, it's all about. That's what it's about too. Like, if I didn't have that job, I would not be able to sit here and do this because I wouldn't have any money to do it. As simple as that. And I'm very happy for it. I'm very thankful for it. And I know you are too. Is there a story that you can tell me that you injured yourself in work? Because this still baffles me. I've heard this maybe 10 times. I've heard this maybe 10 times over, and I'm trying to wrap my head around how you managed to do this. Would you like to tell the story? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't actually.
Do you actually not?
No. My mind's just gone blank.
What about the time when you fell out of the lorry?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I was just going to say that the reason why I stayed here was mainly because I had a job. Yeah. And the fact that I hadn't been fired throughout the first week, or I hadn't decided to leave. Yeah. And so I thought it was going well for me, and the first month went by, and I thought, you know, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay a bit longer. Yeah. And just so happens, you know, I never went back, really. Okay. Just stayed here. But, then there was the time, 3 months in that job, I was working in a lorry, and we're just like unloading the lorry with boxes, putting them on pallets, and the forklift driver were to, take them somewhere. I don't know the right words for this, but all I know is that lorry didn't get finished that day that I was doing it.
Yeah.
So the next day I went in, and bear in mind it was really icy around this time, and probably iced over a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I got onto the lorry, started working, and just about to finish it off.
I'm anticipating this.
The thing was, I had a conversation with one of the boss's relatives, and we were talking about have you ever broken anything? And just 30 minutes later, I remember getting off the lorry to go on my break, and I went to jump off. I've done it countless times, and I always jumped off.
Yeah.
This one time, I went to sit down and jump off, and instead I slipped, and I fell out the lorry onto hard concrete, and it was in the rain, so that probably didn't help. So yeah, I landed on my back. It must have been about 5-6 foot high or something, drop?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It would be. It'd be a bit shorter than me, so probably about 5 foot something. Yeah.
And so I fell on my back, my hands behind me, and I got straight back up afterwards. And one of the guys says, "Are you alright, Dan? Your hands look like they're like mangled almost." And I get up and I said to him, I was like, "Well, no pain, no gain. I'm going on break." And I went to go on break, and opened a packet of crisps, and all of a sudden, like, my strength just went completely after opening the packet of crisps. I was like, "What have I done?" Although I do remember that day I had a headache, so I had taken a headache tablet, not knowing that. Well, obviously knowing, but at the time I didn't know that I had a Monster Energy, so caffeine and a headache tablet.
Oh yeah.
Probably wouldn't be the best mix, but for that time being, it was the best mix.
Yeah.
Because I thought I sprained my wrists or something, and then my hand started like stiffening up, and at this point I thought there's something wrong. I can't move my hands, and I can't eat these crisps.
That's all you wanted. You just wanted to eat your crisps.
Yeah. So I remember at the time I got Mark to hand me a couple of crisps so I could eat them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so one of the sales reps came down. I said to him, have you got any painkillers? Because my hands just stopped moving. And he looked at me like really shocked, and got the boss, and the boss, got one of his relatives, and all this, and then Stephen, Stephen?
Night shift, Stephen?
Yeah. He said he used to work as well, he didn't work as a paramedic, but he did training for it.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that. And Matthew knew a lot of stuff about first aid, and they were saying, "Oh, I think you might have broke your wrists." But at the time, I didn't think much of it because I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
I think that's the main reason. If you break something, you can't really feel it.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, it was all the shock.
Exactly.
And then
I'm sure the pain kicked in soon.
I was rushed to the hospital, the one in Dungannon. They weren't much help. So
No, Dungannon is not.
Rushed all the way to Craigavon.
Yeah, should have went straight to Craigavon, to be honest, mate.
And I went through the X-ray and everything, and they said, I remember one of the doctors saying to me, "You wouldn't believe it, but considering from your, from your reaction, the fact that you're not in any pain or anything." You've actually broken both your wrists.
Both your wrists.
And my right hand.
Oh no.
And so, obviously I got sent home in the end, and they put the casts around me. And so they just gave me headache tablets, because they thought this guy isn't feeling any pain, and he's going to have some headache tablets. And be going home that day, and I was like, these painkillers are wearing off, and these headache tablets are going to do nothing. And I couldn't sleep that night, so that was basically the story of when I broke both my wrists and my right hand.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you must have fell in such a strange way to break both your wrists and your right hand. Like
don't get me started on how I managed to shower, use the toilet, all that. That'll be for another time.
Yeah, that'll be the second podcast. Oh dear. Did you? It's like, see, when you had the cast on. I'm always curious about this. When you had the cast on and you went to the shower, did you put plastic bags
Yeah,
over the cast. Yeah.
And you had to use these like giant like sponges to grab onto. It was really hard to grab at the time because my wrist was still. I could use my fingers.
Yeah.
And that's it. One of the main ways I remember breaking my wrist that day was when I got home and I jumped into Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I just got that game. I just got it. I really wanted to play it. First game on, I managed to. I must have done about 50 kills or something. But I did really well. I was so proud of that moment. It's like, I've just broke my wrist and I've just destroyed all these people on this game. And I feel like messaging all of them and just saying, how do you feel you're defeated by someone who broke his wrist today? How does it feel?
Oh man, you probably hoped you'd keep them broke because you played better.
Yeah, I mean, I did game a lot when I was sat there in cast, and I did really well.
To be fair, there was not much else you could do.
Yeah, like, those days are gone now.
Yeah,
It's sad.
All that time you've been able to gain. So how long were you off work then when you broke your wrist? Were you off number of weeks?
Yeah, it'd be about 3 months, I'd say.
3 months, yeah. That sounds about right.
I plan on doing it again sometime. It was quite some holiday, to be honest.
That's a good idea, right? You know what? We'll team up, go into work, and I'll boot you off one of the containers, and we'll see what happens. Do you think you will move on from Northern Ireland? Do you think this is going to be where you're going to stay? Or do you think, like me, for example, in a number of months, I'm moving to LA, and it's basically because of the avenue of work that I'm doing. It's more opportunities. I feel like I'm able to chase whatever I want to chase out there. Like right now, sitting here talking to you, spending time with you, shooting videos with you, I really don't want to go because I'm having such a good time doing it. Like genuinely, really, really am having such a good time. Spending so much time together and working together, and I feel like we're creating something here. I really do, and I know it's very small at the minute, but if we can keep pushing for the next 2 months until I have to leave, I believe there'll be something here, and we'll have created something really good and a platform for us to sort of branch out on. And I'll always have you, even whenever I'm in America and you're here, we'll still have gaming videos together and things like that. But what I guess I'm trying to ask is, are you happy with where you are? I know it's a very sort of like hard question to answer and maybe a little bit rude of me to ask, but are you happy exactly where you are? Is this like happiness for you? You're happy
I can see myself living here most of my life, to be honest.
Okay, yeah.
I have had thoughts of moving to somewhere in like Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Talking like maybe around Holland, Switzerland.
Yeah.
They're quite expensive places, but
nice.
They just look really nice. But then again, you look at those places and you think of all the nice. Like I'm really into like the country looks, but at the same time, like being here, although I'm happy with where I'm staying, it's very claustrophobic not being near water.
Yeah.
Okay. I was so close to water in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
So
you love the water, do you?
Yeah, it felt like I was free.
Yeah.
But then coming over here, the only time I'm ever going to feel free is if, I'm driving on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. I actually do understand that. For me, I think it's because I've been brought up here. I've been brought up in Northern Ireland, and I feel like Northern Ireland is kind of like a bubble that no one realises. People that are brought up here don't realise that outside Northern Ireland there's a big massive world of opportunity and things that you can achieve. And for me, I have to go try that. I do believe I'll come back home, definitely. I believe I'll come back home, and I believe I will probably spend most of my life here and have a family here and grow old here. But I do think for the next number of years I'm going to go to LA and go to New York, and America to me just seems so amazing, and just I have to go there. I have to go there.
It does sound really good.
But I know I'm gonna order you a visa, and you're gonna come over in the summer and see me, or not the summer, maybe at Christmas time or whenever. Like get a month off work or something and just go. But so talking about dreams and what you want, like. You say you're happy to live here, and I completely understand that, because Northern Ireland is a lovely country and there's so many benefits to living here. The only downside's the weather, but like healthcare, everything in Northern Ireland is so good, so well done. I love this country, I really do. But like, are you striving for something? Like I know us doing the YouTube videos together, building that platform, and as I know as well, you do a lot of beatboxing, and 100% I believe that you can definitely make it with beatboxing. There's no doubt in my mind, and I think if you created a YouTube channel and started beatboxing on that, and even creating your own wee things and your own wee different things, I don't know what the terminology for all this is, because I'm not really into it, but I know that you are incredibly good at it, and it's just, I think you need to just knuckle down and work, and I think you could genuinely make something out of it. I know it's hard, and like I struggle all the time with YouTube, and struggle all the time with my photography and different things, because I've been trying to get people to come over to my studio to take photos of them and do projects photography wise, and they say they'll come and then they just don't show up, and it's one of the most frustrating things, but you just have to keep working at it and keep working at it and keep working at it.
Yeah, that's it.
But like for you, sorry, I'm getting a little bit off track here. So for you, what would the dream be beatboxing?
It's hard to say really. I can't really like say it would be, but I know that it would be based around music.
Yeah,
I'm very passionate about music, and I'll listen to anything, literally anything.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I think we both share that quality where it's literally.
I would love to just have, like the perfect setup. Computer, all the sound system and everything, and just a laptop and maybe a couple of sound pads, and just start making music.
Yeah,
but it's getting the time.
I understand that.
It's getting the time.
I believe me, I am the king of procrastination. Like I will. When I was at school, and I was going through university, and I had like a coursework due in a couple of days or something, I wouldn't even have had it started yet, I would have tidied my room just to get out of the way of not doing the coursework. Like I would have made up so many excuses of different things I had to do, and I've been like that all my life. Through GCSEs, I didn't revise, and I hated studying, and I still went to university for some reason. It was just for the lifestyle, and I ended up doing okay. But whenever, like, I just don't know how. There's like a switch. I know it sounds silly, but I got to a point about 6 months ago where I was like, I need to stop. If I want to make something of myself, I need to just make the time, find the time, work for the time. And if you get up early enough, you've plenty of time. Like that's why I started going to work at 6 in the morning and leaving at 3 instead of 9 to 6, because it meant I'd have the whole evening to myself. And it just feels so good. See, when you get up that early and you get a jump in the day, and you, of course, it's tiring at times. And I'll be honest, there's times I came home at 3 o'clock and done absolutely nothing because I was tired. But I think it's slow at the start. It always is slow to try and progress in something, and but a little bit by little bit, it's like going to the gym. You go to the gym every day. If you go to the gym every day, it doesn't mean you have to go in and lift weights every single day. Just the act of going to the gym, getting a routine going, like, okay, make a marker, 8 o'clock every night, or even 8 o'clock every morning, I go to the gym for 1 hour. That's your marker. It doesn't matter if you go on a Monday at 8 o'clock and you have a really bad workout, you do hardly anything, you sit on your phone some of the time, but then you go in the Tuesday and then you work out, the Wednesday you work out, Thursday you work out, and it's just the same time over and over and over, and keep that rotation. I'm talking like this, I don't go to the gym myself, but I talk like this, and it's like with my videos, it's like you have a routine, keep it the same thing every day, and you'll start to just adapt to it, and it'll become so normal to you that you'll just keep doing it. And I slowly started to build that for myself, but I don't know I don't know how much more I can like do with that, like keep that going, because you do it and you do it and you do it, and it just gets tiring after a while, like really.
You get that with a lot of things. I mean, you have to stay committed to these things, and it's very difficult to.
It really is.
But as what they mostly say nowadays is, if you stay committed to something long enough, it does pay off.
Yeah, I agree.
Some people just can't do that sometimes. I'm not saying you can't do it. I know you probably can.
Oh no, I
You're
understand.
more motivated than anyone I've ever met.
I appreciate that. I see. I'm very motivated in my head. It's getting it out there and doing the thing.
Yeah.
I believe in myself. maybe a little bit too much, but I do believe in myself. I believe 100% in you as well. I wouldn't do these things with you if I didn't believe that you have. Like, you're absolutely hilarious. Like, you're one of the funniest people I've ever met. Like, if you didn't even do music, you could be a comedian, because you say the things you come out with. It just leaves me just standing with my mouth open. Like, I can't comprehend the thoughts in your brain. Like, it's so funny. It's just ridiculous.
Well, it's just the first thing that comes out of my head, really. I don't really think.
Oh, I know you don't think. The things you say, bro, it's amazing. And I love that about you. Like, you just say it how it is, say what you want, insult someone, it doesn't matter, it's how you think.
Usually I find that when it comes to like a question being asked about me, I can't think, I just have to say the first thing that goes in my mind, so... Sometimes it will be completely off question.
Yeah.
It would just be, I'm going to say this because I've got nothing else to think of. The thing is, my mind doesn't think. So, when people have like a normal conversation, I can't really have a normal conversation. I know I probably am now, but
yeah, no, I understand.
This is all just coming out of my head. Like, I don't really know what to say. I'm just blabbering on.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to like beatboxing or something, it's like a second language for me. Something like that, I could just, hit some beatbox beats and
give us a wee hit. Go.
Something like that.
Do something now. I'll put you on the spot.
Oh, okay then. Well, I'll just do something like trap. Like
30 seconds of it. Bang it out. There we go.
Something like that would just.
See, like,
I find
to me, to even start on something like that seems like the biggest mountain ever. Like, you tried to teach me. I think whenever we were going up to Londonderry one day, you tried to teach me something in the car, and I just was I was slabbering everywhere. It just was awful, bro. That's so impressive.
To be quite honest, like at the time when I started it, I know it's completely unrelated to what I was saying before, but I forgot. I completely forgot. My mind does that. But no, I was going to tell you how I started beatboxing.
Yeah, go. Do it. I'm interested in this.
I do remember at the time, first year in college.
How old are you, 16?
And
15?
Must have been 17.
17.
Just turned 17.
Just turned 17, okay.
And I had heard it. You ever hear the old thing, like Vine? It used to be like TikTok.
Oh, yeah. No, I loved Vine.
I hear beatboxing on there, and one of my friends used to do it on the old PlayStation 3. And bear in mind, this is my friend who I'm still friends with now, and he's won the UK Championships a couple of times. The under 18s at the time.
That's impressive.
He's really gone up there. Like, he's really.
Does he have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does.
What do you know his name?
Yeah.
Any chance? Do you want to shout his name out there?
revenjbeatz. Shout out to him.
Yeah, man.
And
definitely.
Well, really, at the time, it was just, I really did like music. I always liked my rave music I was into. My dad used to show me a couple of tools to use on the laptop and how to make it. And then, I had beatboxing on the side, and I was thinking, I had a couple of tutorials on how to make these noises, and I really liked making the noises. And then, as the year went on, I remember making a couple of more friends through my friends who they were all doing beatboxing. They're from all over the world, like America, probably countries in, say, Asia or something like that.
Yep.
And really, just hearing them do it, it sounded really cool at the time. So I thought, why do I need a laptop to make music when I can learn to make it myself with my mouth?
I like that thought.
I looked up tutorials for months and months on end, and I was coming up with all these sounds. They weren't sounding very good, and my friend, he told me to, just sit down with it, stop with the tutorials for a while, and just practice by myself.
Okay.
Therefore, instead of copying someone else's style,
you were creating your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after a while, I thought it wasn't going anywhere. It didn't feel like it was doing very well. And so in front of all my friends I used to play with on PS3, I used to just do it now and then. And, I'd get a lot of feedback saying, it sounds really good, or, it sounds bad. I mean, you get a lot of hate for things that you do nowadays. I mean, at the time I wasn't very good, but I did have friends that used to want to make videos with me because of that, because I just started out beatboxing.
Yeah.
And no, I just remember like just sitting down and doing it sometimes, and my family would be like, "What on earth are you doing?" And then after a while, it sort of changed, and I was starting to make actual beats rather than just sounds. And it just kind of like connected.
Okay.
And bear in mind, I was doing this every single day, like on PS3, every single day.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends found it very annoying, but I was with the friends that also did it, and I felt comfortable doing it with them because they were learning as well.
Yeah.
And then I just remember 2, maybe 3 years go by, and I start sounding, my beatboxing's getting there. It's, all the beats are still coming together. Still wanted to learn new sounds. Instead of going on to tutorials and looking up new sounds, I was creating them myself without realising.
Okay.
And I'd see a couple of YouTube videos and I think, I didn't even need to know how to learn that sound. I was just doing it, and be stuff like that, and it just came into what's the word? It all just
flows together.
Yeah,
I know what you're trying to say.
Like folds into one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it becomes like a part of me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not so much a hobby anymore. It's more of a habit.
Yeah.
A very annoying habit.
That's honestly, bro, that's such a good way to put it.
So that was 6 years ago. I've been doing this for 6 years, beatboxing.
That's awesome.
It would have been last month, actually.
Oh, 6 years last month.
I remember the date because, well, I don't remember the exact day, but I remember the month because around that time we just got Murphy.
Oh, your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love your dog. Your dog.
So that was a very good remembrance.
So let's just fall back to some wee thing you said in the middle of that story about you doing beatboxing. Now, you said about hate.
Yeah.
Now, this is something I've noticed as soon as I started posting videos on YouTube. On my first channel, Aaron Martin Vlogs, check it out, and on my second channel, Aaron Martin Studios, also check that out. This video will be on this actually, so don't bother, you don't really know about it. But my first channel, Aaron Martin Vlogs, all to do with mental health and different things. Now, when I first started, the first few videos on that channel, they aren't that good. I will admit that. They are not very good. And I struggle with creating them videos basically because I don't have a cameraman. I have to put a tripod up and do it all myself, and I struggle with that, and it'd be great to have someone that can help. Detra from work, one of my other friends, and one of your friends too, he done a bit of camera work and things, and he's very good, but he just doesn't have the time. Like, everybody has their own life, but I noticed that people are so quick to tear down someone doing something that's just a little bit different. Because Northern Ireland I've noticed that so much here, because they're so used to, especially the older generation, they're so used to get your job, you start work at 9 and you finish at 5. That's your life now. You do that from, if you go to university, you do it from 21 till 65, or now 68 is the retiring age. I don't even know anymore. But the majority of your life is in work.
Yeah.
Like, you have a very short space of time. If you're lucky, you get retirement age. Like, you may not survive that long, but if you're lucky, you get retirement age. And the sad thing about it is, the majority of people are in a job they don't enjoy, and to me it's sad, because, and it's annoying, because why live your life and spend most of it doing something you don't like? Like, don't get me wrong, I understand you have to, at times, situations in life happen and you have no choice but to get a job to pay the bills, like what I'm doing right now. And when I move to LA, I'm going to have to get a job to pay the bills. But I'm not going to stop chasing what I want to do, what my dream is. I'm going to keep pushing for that. And I don't ever believe I'll ever quit pushing for that. I could be 45 and still going for it if I haven't made it. Like, I fully believe that. But like you said, like, you got hate on your beatboxing.
Yeah.
And
I still get it up to this date, actually, but it doesn't bother me anymore. It's more like, it's got to the point now where I now believe that people who hate are the ones that used to be, how do I put it? Say, back when I didn't have a job.
Yep.
I was living a life where it was very boring and dull. But I did have the beatboxing as well on the side. There was nothing to do, and I was always trying to find like a way out, like a slight. It's like there's got to be something to unbore me, and I mean at times I had put other people down, just for that reason that it made me feel like I was I don't know the word for it, but you like when you're bored, you look for anything to get you out of that. Out of that state. And the way I see it is, if people hate on me, or say if I was hating on someone else, it's mainly because you're jealous.
Yeah.
And especially when you're bored, you don't have a job, you're always trying to find a slight drama, just for the day, just to get you through the day. So you think to yourself, you just done something, whether it's good or bad. You just done something, and you have something on your mind. I regret it, but I do know that from my experience, when it comes to people hating me, it's because they're probably at that stage where I was, where it's nothing going on in life at the moment. I mean, they're just trying to find something to do. I'm sure you probably understand what I mean.
Oh, I do completely.
It's just difficult to explain.
No, so what you're trying to say is basically the reason people hate on you is because they haven't made the strides that they want in their life to succeed, and you're doing that in your own life, and they're feeling jealous because of that. But that's very common, and I get jealous of people. I am jealous of people. I'm not going to lie and say, look, I don't get jealous of people. People that are succeeding and working harder than me, I get jealous, but then I realise very quickly they deserve it. If they work hard enough to get it, they deserve it. 100%. And if you can work for what you want, it'll happen for you. It will. I know everybody says this, that it will happen if you work hard, but I do believe it will.
I also used to find the same when I met other beatboxers, and they were better than me, and I felt really jealous. There was sometimes I said something horrible to some of them, and I felt really bad. And it's nice to know most of them I've just reconnected and been friends again. And I find the best thing you can do at that stage is, rather than hating on someone, I don't want this to sound weird, but if you send your love to them, I'm not saying like...
No, I understand. No, I understand. Yeah, I know. I get you, bro.
But I find it helps so much better. Therefore, it doesn't make either you the bad person. And you'll then, may start to connect as friends, and it wouldn't be as bad. You wouldn't look at them and think, oh, he's better than me. Obviously, I would still know deep down he's better than me, because he's probably been, putting loads and loads of work into it. And, I respect him for that. Like now, obviously I respect him a lot. But it's just, as they say, if anyone hates on you, like, you don't lash back at them, because, that makes things worse.
To be honest,
the way I do it is, I eat those haters for breakfast. I mean,
I was just about to say something like that. Like, I think hate to me kind of is like a fuel, and of course, like, don't get me wrong, it's not nice to hear. It is not nice to hear, and I love it when I post a video and someone messages me and like, oh, I love that video. I really enjoyed it. But see, when someone says, I remember there's a guy, I'm not going to say who it is, you know exactly who he is, but I'm not going to say who he is in this, but he goes to me, why are you making these videos? They're useless and it's so pointless, and you're going to get nothing out of it. He was laughing, really laughing in my face, and I just said, okay, it's up to that's your opinion. Some people like the video, some people don't. I'm fine with that. And he was laughing in my face, and I felt it deep down. I was just like, I'm gonna prove him so wrong. Like, I'm gonna work. That's just gonna make me work so hard.
That's it.
And from then on, I actually have worked harder, so much harder, because I need to prove people wrong. And there's quite a few people say they think I'm crazy going to LA. They think I'm crazy doing this, crazy doing that. Even my old man. Believe me, I understand where he's coming from, because it is a mad decision to go. But honestly, you have to take the criticism, and criticism actually can help you in so many ways and make you better. So I like it.
I was gonna say that out of all the people that have messaged me or told me that they like what I do, when it comes to the hate, like, there's I don't know what it is, but there's nothing better than when you get one message of hate like,
Mhm.
out of all the love.
Yeah.
And you think, I really want to prove this person wrong.
Yeah. But do you ever
just-
notice that you could have 100 people telling you they love what you do, and as soon as that negative comment comes in, it starts to hit, it just hits.
Yeah.
It really goes for you, and you're like, I need to get this. I need to get this.
Yeah,
This can't
that's
happen again. I can't have this negativity in my life. I need to get rid of it, and I'm going to prove them wrong.
I'd remember this one time.
Mhm.
I was on Snapchat and someone sent me a voice message and hating on my beatboxing and saying their friend could do better. Now what I did is I got the voice message up. Do you know what I did? Do you know what I said to them?
What?
I said nothing. I carried on beatboxing just to annoy them. And
I
it
like
went
it.
on until they decided to block me.
Good man. Just if you can't beat them, make them block
It's
you.
They're not getting a reaction out of me, especially not one in English anyway. I was also going to say the reason why I stayed over here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
it wasn't
go.
just because of the job. It was actually because
Of me?
I love it here. I love it here. I do miss my friends in England, but
Of course.
I love it here.
Yeah.
It's just so nice.
Yeah.
Change of scenery. A lovely place to live. I recommend anyone watching this who isn't in Northern Ireland to
Listening
move
to
Northern
this, not
Ireland.
watching this.
Well, yeah. That's what I meant to say.
Now, if you've lasted this far, please, guys, make sure and hit the like button and comment below, letting us know how long you did last to. So yeah, there's going to be more of these, plenty more to come with different people each week. I may bring Dan for a part 2 because I had a lot of fun doing this with him, and I feel like there's a lot more information we could talk about, a lot more things we could bring up. Especially when I go to America, we can even do podcasts on through the internet and different things we got there. So this will definitely be picked up again. So thank you so much for watching. What are you going to say, sir?
Just one more thing. I was going to say we need a sign for whenever I need a toilet. Do I put my finger up or my
Why
hand
do you
up?
need a toilet right now?
Well, yeah, I do need a toilet. I've lasted this long without a toilet. Usually I go to the toilet every 5 minutes.
It is true. Honestly, guys, like it's not even funny. Okay, I will clear this up and oh, that sounds bad. Right. Thanks, guys, for listening, and I will see you in the next video or the next podcast, whichever one I decide to put up first. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone. Put me in this awkward position now.
Bye, guys.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, let me in. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable. Let me in, let me in.